It is time for Massive Unboxing number 4. So to start off with this Massive Unboxing, we'll start off with this TWA Boeing 720 I have here. And I got this one a few days ago. This is the most recent addition to this video, and most recent addition to my collection. This one did not come with a box, so it's just loose. That's why I figured we'll start off with it since it's not in a box. And we also have this United 727 picture here. It just became noon here, so the light's still uneven, the sunlight. Got that light there for to try and help out a little. This here got for Christmas, as well as some of these other models. And this, that's a roll of packaging tape. We don't need that. So yeah, Boeing's United Airlines Super 727. Made by Pacifica Island Art. Not sure where they are, but I'll check them out. It's cool painting. Now it's time to get into the actual unboxing part of this massive unboxing. Start off with the United models. First off, we have these two 737 Maxes, the Max 8 and Max 10. That's my dog, sorry about that. Somebody's walking by right now. We'll start off with this Max 8. I need two hands for this. I'll cut this, I'll do some jump cuts. All right, so here it is in the cradle out of the box. We'll go ahead and take her out of the cradle now. And we'll take a look at the model. I do have just one hand, there we go. So a little story behind this model. Gemini Jets released one, a United Max 8 in 2021. I was originally going to get that one, but then it sold out, so they re-released one. I was originally going to pick that up, but I saw that one had some bad wing flex. I don't have that one. I saw some photos of it, and other collectors said it. So, but then I saw NG. So yeah, I was originally going to try to get the older release, but then I saw NG was making one, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the answer. It's a little dirt on this, kind of few cat hairs on this model. I'll see if I can get those off. Yeah, the camera picks it up very easily. That's so much better without the darn fur. But yeah, this is a very nice model. So yeah, shout out to NG for making this one. Next up, we have the Max 10 here. Got this one for Christmas along with a few other models. This is a Max 10. It's an aircraft that's not certified by Boeing yet. To be quite honest, I don't know if it ever will be. Same with that Max 7, but it's a nice addition to have in the collection. Looks good in the Evo Blue livery. And yeah, registration November 27753. So let's go ahead and get this baby out of the box, and we'll show that. So here it is sitting in the cradle. Take the plastic off, then we'll take her out of the box. Let's grab the plastic. I don't want to hold it by the tail. There we go. Now I don't want to get fingerprints on the fuselage, but there we go. There we have it. It's a stretched version of this other one. It's a stretched version of the Max 9. And this Max 8 here is like a 700, like a Dash 700 or Max 7 compared to it. Would love to get that United Max 9 that NG recently made. But yeah, these are nice models. Next up is this United Express CRJ 550. Gemini just released two of these. This is the most recent one. It was released, I think, back in August of this year, or September maybe? No, I think it was August, but I'm not sure. They also released one in, I think, the year 2019 or 2020. But yeah, and I got, this one here sold out quickly. I got the very last one from Final Approach Collectibles. In fact, I got a little something to show you about that. So here it is. I wish these darn dogs would just be quiet. But yeah, we'll just pay attention to the models now. Got this card from Final Approach Collectibles. I guess they send these with their orders. This was my first order from them, and they seem pretty good. Expensive, but good, but they offer free shipping. So yeah, here it is, my first United Express model. Let's take this baby out of the box. Oops, here we go. That's risky. So here it is. The Gemini Jets 1/400 scale United Express Bombardier CRJ 550. Been kind of wanting to get one of these, so I'm glad I did. As for that Embraer 175 that was recently released, we'd love to try to get that one. There's the 1 to 2 ender version still available, which I might want to pick up, but I would also like a 1 to 4 ender version. So I'll look into that. And I know it's sold out, but we'll see. There's also the Legacy Jets version, which is a newer model company, but again, we'll see. And now here we have a Delta A319 from NG Model. And this here's a very nice model. I gotta say, this is the first Delta A319 to release, which is in October 2023. There's the April 2024 version as well, and the one that was released earlier this year with the bigger Delta titles. But both of those seem to have dark colors, but this one here looks pretty good. Now, unfortunately, one thing I did notice with these models, so with NG models, period, it can happen with any other brand, but for me, for some reason, this happened mainly with NG. Hang on. Is this. Oh, these dogs, man. These darn dogs. Is this here. These. Hang on. Okay, we're back. These, yeah, I'll close that door. I love dogs, but sometimes they just really get on my darn nerves. Especially these dogs. They're the barkiest little dogs I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, back to what I was saying. The issue with NG models I've had is the landing gears, the tires here, like you guys seen on this one here, they just randomly break in half and separate, and then they go missing. I don't know why that keeps happening. But especially with NG, I'm pretty fed up with it. But it's still a nice model nonetheless. We have at least one other model in this unboxing that has that issue, spoiler alert. But yeah, we'll get to that. Next one we're going to be unboxing is this Allegiant Air 737 MAX 8 from Gemini Jets. So this one, as you can see, up by the Gemini Jets logo, the paper's a little torn. But that's alright. Model's still secure, at least from what I remember. Let's take this bad boy out of the box, and we'll take a little look inside first. Alright, here it is. The Gemini Jets 1/400 scale Allegiant Air Boeing 737 MAX 8. There they go again. So yeah, this one here, I wouldn't put this model as great, because the wings are definitely elevated a little much, and the tail isn't perfectly straight either. Horizontal stabilizers seem to have some issues, but one of them seems to be angled up. And the landing gear, the front main gear, well, the front gear is kind of twisted a little bit. And the right engine is angled up. So yeah, I can't say I'd really recommend this model too strongly. It's not the worst, not the best. Unfortunately, it's the only option for a 1/400 scale Legion MAX 8. But yeah, if NG releases one, I'll probably get that one and sell this one. I'll definitely use this in the airport updates for a little while though. And before we move on, I figured I'd show you the inside. These Allegiant boxes are kind of interesting. This is my second Allegiant model. My first was, I got it for Christmas 2022, is that A319. And that one isn't the best either. Again, if NG releases one of those, I'll probably replace the Gemini version with that one. But yeah, I like the double box art, the double Allegiant MAX 8 box art on the front. So let's move to the next model. Next one we're going to be unboxing is this JetBlue A320 in the new Spotlight livery. This thing here, very good. Spoiler alert. It's a very good model. I definitely recommend it. So yeah, let's get into it. Show a little thing right there. Yeah, you can already see it's very nice. Let's take this bad boy out of the box and then we'll show you. All right, here it is. The JetBlue A320 in the new Spotlight livery. This thing's very nice. Take it out of the box and we'll show you. And why it's very nice, I don't like the whole models like this, but we did it anyway. Yeah. The reason it's very nice, well, there's a couple reasons. There's a few, but I'll get into it. But first, I'll say I got this model in the same order as that United MAX 8 that was featured early in this video. Yeah, I got them as a double order from Panda Fox Toys back in, I think, August or September. Yeah, I think it was September when I got it. But yeah, both are very nice models. Now, why I was saying this model is excellent, as compared to Gemini Jet's other Airbus narrow bodies that they've released in the past, this one's a step up from there. For example, the wing flex is fantastic. It's not insanely bent like some other ones, like that Allegiant A319. And the engines are not so oversized. They're not perfect yet from what I know, but they're definitely a huge step up in the right direction. I will definitely take this over the other ones that some other ones we've seen. This is my only A320 1-to-4 on the scale from Gemini Jets so far, but it's a nice one. It's a nice one. I definitely recommend it. I don't know if it's still available, but if it is, I definitely recommend picking one up before it sells out. So this one here was released earlier last year, and it was inspired by the release of NG Models has this thing on their website they got last year, I think. It might have been 2024, but no, I think it was 2025. They got this program where you can make a wish on their website, and people can vote for that wish. And if you get enough votes, NG will approve the wish and potentially make the model. That's how this one was made. And this is a very nice. I like the box art enough. I like the box art alone, but wait till you see this model. Spoiler alert, it is gorgeous. Alright, so here it is. Coming out of the box. Alright, here she goes. And then here it is. Much shows that it was released and it was promoted by the collectors. This is a special library commemorating the people who died in the COVID-19 pandemic. This is gorgeous. This thing is just downright gorgeous. Show the inside. Both inside the box. Let's show the model. Alright, here it is. This is one of my favorite models, actually, yeah. When JetBlue first unveiled this livery, I wasn't too crazy about it, but then I started liking it a lot. And then NG released the model, and like, oh yeah, I'm getting that for sure. This thing is kind of like Alaska's now retired Disneyland 739 with the Mickey Mouse. Well, they have a new Mickey Mouse livery, but it's not as good as the old one. So right here, yeah. Safety, caring, integrity, passion, fun. Yeah, this is nice. Here we have the remembering those lost in the pandemic, and honoring the Flyest crew, and the Biz. Pretty cool. Pretty good, generous livery from JetBlue. Yeah, I love this one. So next up, we have this Alaska A320-1neo and the Mortal Love Special livery from NG Models in 1-to-4 in the scale. I also have the SkyMarks version of this, which I have a video of. You can check it out. And I also have the 737-900ER version of this from NG Models, the 1-4 in the scale. And that one was actually featured in Massive Unboxing #1 that I did in January 2024. You can check it out. You can go check that one out if you like, especially if you haven't seen it already. But this one here is gorgeous. They both are, though. Here it is. This thing is beautiful. This thing is a beauty in every sense. Now the SkyMarks version I have is the other registration. This one's November 926 Victor Alpha. The SkyMarks version I have is November 927 Victor Alpha. So yeah, Alaska had two of these, and on the A320, two A321neos painted in this livery, and one 737-900ER. All of which have sadly been either retired or repainted. Alaska decided to get rid of all their Airbus planes in 2023, and not to mention these. And then they decided to repaint their 737-900ER. At first, I was like, oh, wow, they're retiring the A321s, unfortunately, but they'll still have the 739 in that livery. No, they repainted that one as well. That was not exciting. That was not the fun day to hear about. It was not fun to hear about that, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. If Alaska can bring back this livery, that would be great. They wanted to repaint it and retire because they wanted to forget about Virgin America, which they no longer have the merger with. So they might have had no choice, but I don't know. Either way, still glad to have this model. Next up, we have a new mold in my collection. This is a recent addition from NG Models. The Airbus A318. This is Frontier Airlines. They used to have some of these. I believe they retired them in 2013, but I'm not sure. I think they also retired the Embraer 190s in 2013. They had some of those. But yeah, this is my first A318, so let's open this bad boy up. Here it is, the Frontier Airbus A318. It's wearing the Montana the Elk livery. They didn't label their planes back then, or at least they didn't label this one. Or it could be a mistake from NG, but it's called Montana the Elk nonetheless. Let's open this boy up. It's so difficult to grab these darn nuts. Having to grab them by the tail, which I don't want to do. But there we go. Here it is. The NG models, Frontier Airlines Airbus A318. Wearing the Montana the Elk livery. This is where Frontier's old livery with the all gray titles, which I'm not as big on, but it's not bad. Would love to get some of the green ones in my collection as well, the green title ones. I still got Darren Toy planes in that livery from my childhood. I actually did do some collection videos when I was younger of my Darren aircraft, so if you want to go check those out, feel free to. Next up we have an Alaska A320 here from NG Models wearing the special Fly with Pride livery. Even the NG logo is wearing the Pride colors. Yeah, unfortunately they retired their Airbus aircraft and they have not transferred this livery to a different aircraft. So unfortunately we're out of this livery right now. Hopefully they'll bring it back though, because I like it. Alright, here we go. Let's take this baby out of the box. And we'll... There go the dogs again. I am so sick of those guys doing what they do. Okay, here it is. The Alaska A320 from NG Models in 1/4 scale wearing the Fly with Pride livery. And then one thing, the first version of this I saw was the Gemini Jets version, which I thought about getting, but I'm glad to have this one instead, because that one might have some issues. Of course, this one might not be perfect either, but it is what it is. Now, one thing I've noticed, when I first looked at this thing, I saw that it had colorful details on it. But what I didn't notice at first is that they're airplanes. There's a bunch of colorful airplanes here in the Fly with Pride titles. This thing is nice. Got this one for Christmas as well. This is very, very nice. So, I'm glad to have it. So next up, we're going to unbox this 5 stack of models here I got from Jet Collector back right after Thanksgiving. Well, I ordered them on Thanksgiving Day, and they arrived on December 8th, during that snow that we had. And this here is, they're very nice models. Now, this one here, hang on. This one here I got for a regular price, but these other 4 here I managed to get for only $8 or $10. Can you believe that? This is... Like this A319 US Airways Piedmont Retro was only $8. These here were all $10. This one here was the regular $50 or so from NG Models, but so these here were the clearance models I got. This one here I just got in addition, because I planned on buying that one long ago in the first place. Well, about a year ago maybe, but I mean, that's outside the point. The thing is, I planned on getting this one. I publicly announced that I would be, so I'm glad I did. We'll unbox this one first, then we'll unbox these clearance models. And I should also mention that this one also came with the, this one also was promoted by collectors, so it also came with the certificate. Same with the JetBlue E321 and the Blue Unity livery that I have, that I featured earlier in this video. So yeah, they're also, they were both promoted by collectors. So here it is, the Gemini, or not Gemini, but NG Models, 1/4 scale, Delta Airlines, McDonnell Douglas MD-88. This thing is very nice. I also have the American Airlines MD-83 that I did a video of. You can go check that out if you like. There's them darn dogs again. Now, unfortunately, this one also has the landing gear issue. I'll zoom in a little so you can see it. Right here you can see it doesn't have both tires. But it's kind of less noticeable than that Delta A319 is. It's got all 4 tires on this main gears, but it's still a gorgeous model. One I'm very glad I bought. But I didn't miss out on this chance, because that would have been quite a loss. This is a very nice model. And I also have the Ron Allen livery version, which I featured on my channel in that triple unboxing I did last year. So you can go check that out if you like. Now we'll get into the clearance models I got from Jet Collector. First up, we'll unbox is Aero Classics, American Airlines Airbus A321 in the Piedmont Heritage livery. Let's unbox this baby here. I was originally going to get the Gemini version of this as well as the PSA Retro, but I saw this one was such a cheap price, so I'm like, might as well just get it. When I saw how cheap those Jet Collector models were, only a few bucks, hey, you gotta take advantage of that while it lasts. So let's get this baby out of the box. Then we'll take a look at it. Alright, here it is. The American Airlines A321 in the Piedmont Retro livery by Aero Classics. This actually isn't a bad mold. Aero Classics, they get a lot of criticism. I've seen some positives and negatives. I have a few of them now. Some others to be featured in this video. Another spoiler alert, but yes. The American Airlines A321 Piedmont Heritage. This thing's very nice. So next up we have a different version of this livery. This here is the US Airways version on the A319. Now, American Airlines also had this livery on an A319 in the past, but it's they have since transferred that one to the 321. I actually have a picture of the old A319 version, as well as the 321 version. I'll show those on the screen. Taken at RDU over the years, during the 2020s. But yeah, this is nice. And a model that's kind of, I would imagine this is kind of a rare model, so it's cool to have. My second A319 from Gemini Jets. My first was at Allegiant, which, like I said, wasn't the best. Here it is. This thing's nice, man. My second US Airways model as well. My first was at 1 to 2 on the scale. US Airways Express Embraer 170, which I featured in Massive Unboxing #1. So you can check, like I said, you can check that out if you want. So here it is. And this is on the older A319 mold from Gemini Jets with the cradle mold. That's the old Gemini Jets logo back there. There's a stand tall and everything, yeah. Now the engine on the left engine may be angled a little upwards, but it's still nice. And here it is next to the Piedmont A321 from the American Piedmont A321 from Aero Classics. US Airways versus American. I know Aero Classics also made the A319 in this livery for American Airlines with the American titles, but just glad I have this one. To be quite honest, I think it actually looks well. With the A321, the American titles look good. With the A319, it might actually look better in the US Airways livery. But yeah, both of these are good models. Glad to have them. Next up here, we have another Aero Classics model, which is another part of that sale from Jet Collector. This here is the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo. My first 320 Neo in my collection. I have a few 321 Neos, including one that was featured in this video. But yeah. This one here I've actually been wanting to get for a while. Or the Gemini 320 Neo that they recently released. That one also was on sale from a different retailer, of course, but yes. But hey, glad to have this one too. And considering this from Aero Classics, it's not a bad model at all. This one's actually nice. Yeah, Aero Classics, I know they have some criticism, like I said before, but they're not all bad. This one here is a very nice model. So shout out to Aero Classics for this model. I believe this one also has a raccoon mask on it. And yeah. This is better than that JetBlue A320 chocolate barcode that I reviewed on my channel. Which, yeah, this one here has got better wings. The wings on this one are actually quite good. It's kind of got some dust collected on it, but that's okay. Still a nice model. This one has the better titles as well, the solid titles, as opposed to the ones with the markings through the letters. That one's not my favorite. So far, the only issues I've noticed with this model are on this side, the Howdy titles on the winglet are a little misaligned. They should be a little more centered, like this other side is right here. So yeah. And the only other issue I noticed is the landing gear here is a bit wonky. I'll show you that. This gear right here twists a little bit. But I'll take that over the other issues any day. I'll take that issue over that any day. So yeah, I actually would recommend this model. So here we have another Aero Classics model. This is under the Baby Boss version. Under that, whatever it is, a new range from Aero Classics. I don't know why they would call it Baby Boss out of all the names. They could call it what they did. This was the updated Vets in Blue livery. It's from 2023 is when they updated it. So yeah, take a look at there. Got some Airbus house liveries there. The older house livery, I believe is what it is. 319, 320, 321. So let's take this boy out of the box and we'll show it. All right, here it is. This one here is not the best. I think the color is a little too dark. Yeah, I think the blue on the fuselage may be a little darker than it should be, but it's not terrible. I think the blue is supposed to be a little lighter, like a little more like this blue here, like the updated Spotlight. That's what it's called. But hey, it's not terrible. This one here also has a little more wing flex than the Spirit did, but it's not terrible. In fact, I do still like this model, regardless of what imperfections it might have. So yeah, but yeah, still glad to have this model because I've been wanting it. And something else that's cool about this model is that the stripe here, the ribbon continues onto the bottom. It's a cool design. I don't think I've seen this one in person yet. I've seen the older Vets in Blue with a bigger ribbon. That one's a bit outdated. I saw that one in person once or twice. Yeah, I think it was once. But yeah, both are good. I should mention I also have that new JetBlue A220-300 and the new updated Hops livery from Gemini Jets on pre-order. Hopefully they'll arrive soon and we'll get that one. I'll definitely review that. And yeah, that's glad they're releasing that because I also have the old Hops livery version, which I have a video of. You can check it out. But yeah, it'll be good to have too. And now we're at the big finale. This right here is Alaska 737-800 in the 1 to 200 scale, and 1 to 200 scale within the Salmon People livery, also known as Zatquani or whatever that is. Yes, Zatquani means Salmon People in the Alaska Tlingit language. In the Alaskan language is what Zatquani means, Salmon People. So yeah, it's a nice livery. And it's my second 1 to 200 scale model from NG Models. My first was at a MOA 1 that I reviewed in Massive Unboxing number 3 back in the summer. So yeah, let's take it out of the box. And there is one disappointment I will share with this model. It's so the good news is this one, the stand, actually came where it's supposed to be. Unlike the MOA 1, it came separately in a separate box. However, a lot of people didn't receive a stand at all, so I'm glad I received one at all with that model. But now for the issue. Let's take it out of the box and I'll show you. Right here, pretty heavy. That's very heavy. It's nice. Look here, we'll leave that right there for now. And we'll show you the issue. Here's a stand. Now, so what the issue with this model is the landing gears that it came with are incorrect. It's supposed to, the 2 main gears are supposed to be 1 right gear and 1 left gear. Common sense. But NG Models made a mistake and sent 2 left gears instead. Show a picture of it on the screen, and they don't fit because of that. I contacted them and the retailer about replacement parts, but they didn't respond yet. I'm hoping they do soon. Because I'd like to have proper landing gears. Now, although I got this model as a gift, it doesn't change the fact that what you pay for, you should still get the correct darn landing gears. So that's wrong on NG's part, but it's still a nice livery. We'll show what it looks like on the stand. So here's that model on the display stand. I got the gear covers on to show it in the retracted position because, well, we don't have the correct gears yet. I would not want to go through the hassle of returning this model to try to get a whole different one. I would like to get the landing gears if possible, but yeah. So aside from its imperfections with the landing gears, this is a nice model. I'll give it that. I also have the 1 to 400 version, which was actually featured in the Massive Unboxing 2. You can check it out. But yeah, nice model. Disappointment about the landing gears, but still nice model. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video of Massive Unboxing number 4. And we got a lot of great models here. So far, I forgot to mention, so far this is the biggest unboxing on this channel yet. I think we got 17 models, yeah. Yeah, here we got the ultra low cost carriers, the Alaskas up there, the Uniteds. Here we got TWA, over there we got JetBlues, and the Deltas here. And the American US Airways and the Piedmont liveries. So yeah, you guys want to see a separate review on any of these, feel free to comment below and I'll definitely do it. So yeah, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. And you'll definitely see some of these in the airport, like the Spirit A320neo, if that one's still flying, that is. Allegiant MAX 8, the United MAX 8, the CRJ 550, and all the JetBlues you'll see in the video, as well as the Delta 319 and the Piedmont Heritage A321 American, that is. And some for the retro airport, like the, if I decide to do that, which there's a good chance I might very well do that. I'm starting to think about it. I left a poll in my community post about it, voting for whether people wanted to see stuff like that or not, and a lot of people voted yes. So I'll definitely look into it. But yeah, the Frontier A318, the TWA, and the Alaska Specials over here, the Formula 400s, as well as the the Piedmont A319 and Delta MD-88. They'd definitely be good in that video, in that airport. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.